Good morning, Leon. Good to be on your farm. You've been doing some sort of thing with us since 2002, we see. Would you like to point out some of the things you're seeing here, and we'll put on the pluses and the minuses so growers can see we're not whitewashing anything.
Well, originally I started doing trials in the block here next door and the one next to that back in 2002. I ran that for trial, actually went for 2 years, just under 2 years, and I wasn't being able to source the CCAT and natural nitrogen anymore, and that was actually why I stopped using it. But what we found in our trials, that we definitely got a bigger accelerated growth in our trees. We had nice big leaves emerge, nice big wide emergence of leaves. And one of the biggest things I noticed, especially we did it in a plant crop, from tissue culture crop, very young, right through to the end of first return into the starting halfway through our second return crop. What we noticed, this paddock has been done 3 months ago and is due to be done again. What we noticed is the higher sucker growth rate in our blocks we've treated. What that means is our cycling time between crops is quicker. I have a bit of a program to push most of my fruit in through the year between Easter and October every year. Different paddocks coming on at different times, of course, and that's what we work. Now, when I started using the CCAT and everything, especially once we were on the third application, which is about 9 months into the trial, we noticed the suckers absolutely go berserk, and some of them were double the size of what they were in the untreated, and that actually pushed us forward into a quicker window, which is not the window I was looking for originally, because they came at a bad time. But as each paddock keeps cycling, you've got to push it into a new window anyway, so it's just a management way. And the young blocks, it certainly works well. I had a control site, I had a 25% of our normal fertiliser, a 50% and 100%, and everything was better than the control of what we're normally doing, right across the board. We had large, big growth and very fast cycle times. And big butts on our trees. What we noticed also was the bunches were heavier than normal. Probably, I'd say in the vicinity of about 15%, could be 20%. But overall in our first return crop was definitely bigger and heavier. Huge bunches, people were actually having a difficulty carrying them at times, so with the 25% reduction and 50% reduction in using our nitrogen, we found that that was a good even keel where we got a good bunch that wasn't excessively heavy to handle, that we could get it back to the shed in reasonable condition. Because where we were putting the 75% and 100% nitrogen with the trial, what it did was just made things that heavy that the blokes were knocking them around.
Right, we realise that is a problem with your labour. Now that you know that there's more protein in the bananas when they're doing that, and each one is approximately 15% heavier, do you think that is worth putting up with and working with to get the extra protein?
Oh, everything's a good balance. I mean, protein levels in a lot of crops, a lot of tree crops, and that is very essential. With bananas now, we're just sort of experimenting and learning a bit more about protein levels and that, but higher protein levels in any crop must help, so in bananas it's got to help as well. Can't see why that'd be any different. The banana tree's an actual herb and the fruit's a herb, so it's got to make a difference.
So if you can cut your fertiliser program, it'd be definitely more than what you're spending on us, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, like we could, our nitrogen levels have, there's absolutely no need to put the nitrogen levels that we need to use before. we've cut right back. And in saying that, we've cut right back, and the colour of the plantation hasn't altered either. We've still got dark green, good vegetative growth all the time, which is good to see.
Right, and so the people down south, they'll love you for trying to cut back on your chemical fertiliser just for the barrier reef for a start. But so there's a good selling feature. The main reason I'm here for today is to try and get people to listen to what we're saying, and on this video there are things that the DPI are saying are absolutely impossible on other crops. We got rid of wilt out of cotton. We're the only ones in the world that can actually put up a program and do that. We got phytophthora out of avocados, and we got grower of the year, and the farms are some of the best farms in Australia. And I want to come in and set up to make your farm safe against Panama disease. Once our bacteria is in the ground, I believe that the Panama disease cannot get through to the roots, and if it does, it'll just be like a cold instead of a death sentence. We've got to get our lives back into reality so you can just work and worry about making money and just keeping the place alive instead of worrying about every other thing. And we will put all this information in front of you in the next 3 weeks. It's taken us 18 years, and now I've done the work. We have been around over 60 years now, and our bacteria has been around hundreds of millions of years. So they have been around a lot longer than any chemical company, and they've been doing the same thing all the time, fixing up ground so plants can live. And it makes me happy here. We've got a grower that's reasonably well known, I guess, and he at least is moving on the situation and listening to what I've been saying, and thank you very much for that. Have you got anything else that you would like to add?
Well, this family farm has been going since cut its first crop in 1972, and as you can see, we still have a very healthy plantation, and we like to keep it that way. Panama is a risk for us. Now we have Panama disease in the Tully Valley, so anything we can do, we're doing a lot already, and so is the immediate area and banana growing area in North Queensland to stop the spread of this. I have tried a lot of things in my time, from different chemical companies, different seaweeds, everything. I've tried a lot. I personally have been farming here on this block since 1984 when I finished boarding school, and this is the only thing, the CCAT natural nitrogen, that I can physically see a response with my eyes within a couple of months after application, and how things hang on, the trees hang on, the vegetative growth and the cycling time. It is the only thing that I have. It takes a bit to impress me, and it has impressed me. I can say honestly it's the only thing I've seen consistently work.
Thanks for that. I'm all over Australia, work with over 180 different crops. The reason I do that is keep my mind open. I try and bring anything that I see on any other crop into your program or your tree crop or whatever, and we say, right, if we get rid of something, how about we move into another crop? All plants, all roots are the same. The person who invented this, Professor George Sarantokis, he actually came out to Australia and told me what to do with it, and I've been doing it for 18 years, and I have more records and people with crops of the year and all the rest of it, and I just enjoy it. And I'm not going to let the growers here in Tully, especially Queenslanders, face all these problems by themselves when there's something out there that should give them a real help and satisfaction in what they're doing. And that's all I can say. That's about it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Malcolm.